Thank you all for coming. My name's Tam and this is Trina, and as you can guess, we're ManeDivas. Okay, so if we start with why the company was kind of founded. The company was actually founded by us out of pure and utter frustration with how the market and how the hair industry is at the moment. We've already had this conversation, but the majority of us, London bound, I don't know if Pax has reached Birmingham, the majority of us will know from all hair experiences, you'll go into a hair shop, which is considered a black hair shop, and be treated by served by somebody who's nowhere near black, nowhere near a woman. And it's just like, it just got ridiculous. It not only got ridiculous for the hair products, also because we started off as a hair extensions and a weave company who sold Brazilian and Peruvian. As it grew, we then decided it's not only about hair extensions, it's also very much about your hair underneath. And we kind of then started to go to the products and the natural route. Throughout time, as the company has grown and progressed, we have now got rid of all of the straight extensions, and we're very much about empowering Afro-Caribbean women to embrace their hair as it stands.
The reason that we did this particular clip today is because when we've only launched in May this year.
Yes.
And we've done quite a few events, like in, Natural Hair Week, for example, Revolution. And a lot of women come up to us and say, they see the castor oil or they see other products and say, I've got this patch, and they'll lift up their wig or their hat or whatever and say, can you give me an oil to fix it? And like Tam said, we don't know everything. We're not miracle workers. I'm sure, as all of you probably know, there's not one product that I can give you that's actually just going to grow all your hair back just by using that one product. And most of the time, it's more than a 5-minute conversation that we need to have with that person. To find in the shop, a lot of people come in to the shop and ask us basically about hair breakage, and I think it is quite common. But then a lot of people either ignore it by wearing a wig or whatever, or are embarrassed about it. So we thought that we'd do like a small meet-up and people can share, like you have been, all of you, speaking about your experiences and stuff like that. And I myself have looked into like internet-based, and like I said, I went to a meet-up about hair and stuff like that. And it's just that question of why do other races have longer hair than us, like from young? And one of the feedbacks that I got was basically they don't tie up their hair. If you look at most of our kids, their hair's always like cane road or it's up or something. Most kids, like Asian kids, white kids, their hair's just free flowing. It's basically kind of twisting their hair and putting bands to kind of stretch it out. I've been doing that, and her hair's more or less picked back up again now. So I do think that the whole tugging and pulling of hair and just messing around with it in general kind of thing, it does affect the way our hair grows.
The hair structure. I like pictures, they're fun, aren't they? But they also kind of just help you have an idea, a better idea of what's going on in your scalp. So the hair structure looks pretty much the same, scalp as well as on the body, but it's just, they say male pattern baldness, there's a female pattern as well, and that's the androgenic. It's just the kind of testosterone and testosterone-like hormones acting on the hair follicles. So it's not a case that the hairs are disappearing, it's just that they shrink and they change the type. Next type is where you just see thinning. You don't actually have bald patches, but you just notice your hair is a lot thinner overall, the density is less. And that's called telogen effluvium. Now, this is kind of over-exaggeration, let's hope we never see that much hair in a comb, but it tends to happen at certain times. So stress is one of the main things. And this is stress from illness, stress from anything else going on in your life. One of the autoimmune things, which is alopecia areata. And this is then, there's traction alopecia. Nice picture there with braids. And this is basically, as the name sounds, there's two phases of it. This is the Discoid type, which affects patches of skin. And of course, the scalp is skin. So it will affect it, and it's one of the types that causes scarring. Well, basically, the main thing is if you can get it in your diet, that's the best way to do it. Your body tends to do with vitamins and minerals. If you get excess, it just pees it out. So you just notice that you...
Things like that. So within the winter time, it's always best to ensure that any growth that you've had, any hair that you have at the moment is protected. I decided I'm going to do my braids in the next 2 weeks. You start prepping beforehand your protein treatment. You can do a light one too, like so, and ensure that you have the flow of the water going down, so like so. You have your bottle filled with shampoo up to here, fill it with water, shake, 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 and pour. And that's exactly what I did this morning. Just pour it through and squeeze it. There's none of this nonsense. You're not trying to break up your hair. You're not and I wouldn't even advise shampooing your hair like that normally. You gently do it, and it's in sections. It doesn't have to take long as well. It took me, 15 minutes to keep it for 8 weeks, 6 weeks even. You always try and minimize or optimize how much you spend on, I spent 50, I have to get my last £50. I used to do that rubbish too. Yeah, it's not worth it. It's better you have healthy hair that's still there, then you take it out and you realize bits are missing or whatever first, then you start to undo. And as you're undoing it, do it in a bunch, like so, and twist it up, like so. Don't just leave it, oh yeah, I've done this side and it's all there, starting to mat with each other again. Do it in sections and make sure you're detangling as you go, again with that oil.